Hello, and thank you so much for joining me for another moment of Private Transformation Minutes. This is Dala. I I was thinking about the outcome of yesterday's broadcast and kind of thought I should spend a little bit of time today and just talk more about the mentorship that you have with an individual that is a lot more direct. I'm talking about direct mentorship versus being mentored through books and other things in a proxy, on a platform of a on a proxy platform, as it were. I can't even speak this afternoon. But I'm just taking a walk here on my break, and I just thought I should talk a little bit about mentorship and some qualities of mentorship, especially in the context where it is direct. Now, a lot of questions were raised yesterday from yesterday's broadcast with regards to how a mentor ought to behave himself or conduct himself, and those things are important. And I think if you go back to yesterday's broadcast that talks about the qualities of a mentor, you see some of my comments with regards to how to interact or how to address flaws with someone that you might call a mentor. But today I want to focus more on the qualities, some of these qualities and the interplay when it comes to dealing with a direct mentor or direct mentorship. The first thing is, as a mentor, you have to be willing. There has to be some willingness to invest into this relationship, because if you're unwilling to mentor someone, you won't give them the best. You won't give them. There has to be the willingness not only to mentor this individual, but there has to be the willingness to share information, to share knowledge, to share insights and things that you've learned over the course of the years that has made you the success that you are. The second thing is that you have to be effective in communicating knowledge. Now, there are different people. Everybody has a unique skill set. There are those who are good at acquiring knowledge, applying knowledge, but they're not effective in communicating that same knowledge. So it is important for you as a mentor to also learn what I call communicate ability, if I'm to make that word up. You have to be able to effectively communicate whatever it is that that you want to teach your proteges. And then another point is, you have to be fair, you have to be objective, you have to be clear. Now, when it comes to mentorship in specific cultures, there's always that expectation that the protege or the mentee or he who is receiving owes you something. The truth is, they don't owe you anything. You get your satisfaction from knowing that you're adding value to someone else's life. And the truth is that if you're a good mentor, the bottom line is that you look at it and realize what I am teaching this individual is not just for he or she alone, but it is something that will add posterity over time, because what they learn from you, they will also mentor others or teach others, and those people, as a result of that, will also grow and teach others as well. So you have to be very objective as to why you're entering into this mentoring relationship in order for you to be effective. Another thing to consider is commitment. You have to be committed to it, because mentorship takes time. Sometimes mentoring may be a very short period, but a lot of times mentoring is a lifetime relationship, because as long as you're growing, as long as you're progressing, you still have the opportunity to add value to this individual. And then of course you grow in your relationship, you grow in your interactions, you grow in the way you do things together. So that is very, very important. Another attribute of a mentor is that you have to be blunt. That's the key word, blunt. You have to be honest. You have to know how to balance it. In some cases, you want to be soft. In other cases, you want to be hard. You have to understand the dynamic balance of communication with regards to your mentee, because there are times where I do things that I have no business doing. But I want a mentor who can look at me eyeball to eyeball and say, hey, you messed up. Okay? Or sometimes, depending on the temperament or the personality of the individual, there are some that may not necessarily be able to, look at you and tell you this is wrong, or this is. They have to find a diplomatic way of being able to communicate that. So as a mentor, bluntness is important, honesty is important, because sometimes you have to just tell someone the honest truth. They may not like it, but it gives them what they need in order to succeed. Another attribute is, or another quality of a mentor, is that you have to be accessible, you have to be available, you have to be approachable. It's important for you to always have someone whom you can go to, because that direct mentorship is very, very important. It comes with unique qualities that are irreplaceable, because there are some times you just want to talk to your mentor, you just want to be able to go to them, you want to call them. And I'm not saying you should abuse it, because those are two different things. Don't abuse that relationship by giving them a call every time just to say, oh, I was just wondering, what did you have for lunch today? What are you planning to do for the rest of this evening? What side of your bed do you sleep on? All those things are irrelevant. It's okay to check on their well-being and see how they're doing, but more importantly, you have to understand that that is access that an individual gives you, and you have to honor it and treat it right. So, but you have to be approachable as a mentor, you have to be available, you have to be accessible. All right, now another attribute is what I call curiosity, or maybe just being inquisitive. It's important for you to know who this individual is. Take the time, get to know who they are. Get to know who they are besides just being somebody who loves what you do and they want to learn from you. So take the time, become inquisitive, become interested in their work. Ask questions that add value to them. Ask them, how are you going about this? What are your aspirations? What is your vision? Where are you going? What are your challenges? What are your struggles? It's always very important when you're mentoring someone to be inquisitive, to be interested in their work. And another aspect that I think is important is being compassionate. Just understanding where they're coming from, because you've been there. As a mentor, you've been through certain challenges that individual has not been through. You have a lot more experience, you have a lot more insight to a lot of things that they deal with. So I will strongly recommend that you be real, be genuine, be compassionate, understand their challenges. And one final one that I would like to add is that as a mentor, a lot of people make mistakes. So be kind. Be kind. Understand that you can learn. Either you try to reinvent the wheel, or you either try to reinvent the wheel, or you get counsel and instruction from somebody who understands the pain of the mistakes that you're about to make. So be kind. Be accommodating. It may not make too much sense, but it's always important for you to also understand that whoever it is that you're mentoring is trying to accomplish something with their lives. They're trying to learn. As long as the mentee is honest about their intentions, they will make mistakes. I mean, even God himself knows that we as humans will make a lot of mistakes, and he picks us up and he gives us the opportunity to get ourselves right. Don't toss someone to the curb just simply because they made a mistake, or they're going through a season of where they're distracted or whatever it is. It is very, very important for you as a mentor to always provide a platform where you can be able to bring them up when they make mistakes, clean them up, and get them back on their feet. So God bless you. Thank you so much for joining me for yet another moment of Private Transformation Minutes. I'm going to be signing off right here, and I will be joining you again tomorrow for another moment of Private Transformation Minutes. So God bless you. I'd like to hear your comments from today's broadcast, and what things that you have learned, or whatever issues you would like us to discuss. All right, so have a good one. Have a blessed day, and I will see you tomorrow.